choice. It is all your choice. I actually had something else in mind. And it's amazing when you start going through stuff and what God's saying. It's just amazing. That's all I can say. Deuteronomy chapter 30. We're going to look at verses 14, 15, and then we're going to drop down to verse 19. If you got it, say you got it, because we're going to move fast. All right? Hold your finger there and find Joshua 24. Joshua 24. Joshua 24. Surely. When you got to say, I got it. All right. This is going to be a very simple message. Everybody heard me teach this before at some point, sometime, some way, but never together. So it's going to be very simple, and I promise you it's going to be quick because I'm going to go fast. Remember this thought for the rest of your life. Remember this thought. The choice is yours. We had it wrong. The choice is mine. I had it wrong. Remember that for the rest of your life. God gives us the ability to do whatever we want to do. That's your choice. It's yours. He's not going to interfere with it. He's not going to change your mind. It's all your choice. Did I turn this other mic on? Okay. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 15. Verses 14, 15. Well, did I say that right? 15, 16. Thank you. See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil. Now, this is God talking to Moses. In that I command you, verse 16, in that I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, his statutes, and his judgments, that you may live and multiply. And the Lord your God will bless you in the land which you go to possess. Hop down to verse 19. I call heaven and earth as witnesses today against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your descendants may live. All right, turn over to Joshua 24. Lady, you going with me? Joshua 24. I know, go to Joshua 24 like I said. You can go back to all that. Go to Joshua 24. Joshua 24, and we're looking at verses 14 and 15. Where's 14? There we go. Now, therefore, fear the Lord. Serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the river and in Egypt. Watch this. Serve the Lord. And if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve. Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua comes back. He takes Deuteronomy 30, 14 and 15, and he reminds the children of Israel what God said in Deuteronomy. But he puts a twist on it. 3 points and we out of here. Point number 1. Right there. There are only 2 choices in life. There's only 2. We think we got all these choices, but there are only 2. And every other choice we make falls under one of those. There's only 2 choices. And here's the interesting part. They're twins. They're twins. Life and death, the power twins. Life and blessing, the power twins. Death and curse, the failure twins. So you pick. It's your choice. Whichever one you pick. I had to start teaching the kids at school because nobody taught them that there's this word we never consider, and it's called consequences. They understand consequences, but they miss the connection that your action has a consequence with it. Your decision has a consequence. Whether it's a good decision, bad decision, it don't matter. There's a consequence. And once you make that decision, once you make that choice, you got to reap that consequence. That's why I don't talk about grades. What we going to talk about? You know what you did. That was your choice. This is your consequence. Joshua comes back and he tells the children, he say, listen, you got a choice. You got a choice. Serve the gods your father served on the other side of the river. Now watch this. How does that relate to us today? Simple. You can do what mom and daddy did. You can live your life like mom and daddy did. Not that what mom and daddy did was wrong. Not that what grandpa and grandma did was wrong. But here's the question. Is that what you're supposed to do? You can choose to be, I'm a Star Trek fan, so I'm going to use this word. You can choose to be a simulator because it's futile. And the interesting part is, on one side or the other, you are going to be a simulator. You're either going to be like the world or you're going to be like God. There is no middle ground. And I'm getting ahead of myself. There's no middle ground in God. All right, here we go. Flip the script. I forgot. I'm moving too fast for you. Keep going. Keep going. Back up. All right. Our life is ours to do with as we will. When God told me that, I got indignantly righteous. In other words, I got angry, I got mad, and I got upset at God. And I wanted to start screaming. Our life is ours to do with as we will. Whatever you want to do, go do it. Go do it. Have fun doing it. Enjoy doing it. Just know it comes with a consequence. It comes with a consequence. I learned, y'all already know I was a bad kid. So I learned at an early age, well, I'm going to get in trouble. So it's got to be worth it. There was no half-stepping when I got in trouble. When I got in trouble, I got in trouble. Wasn't no half-step. I wasn't going to get no whooping for something I halfway did. That made no sense to me. If you know the consequence, then why not? Might as well. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, It's my life. I get to do with it what I want to do with it. And you ain't going to say nothing. Then here's the human side of me. Human side got to thinking, I could have been doing this, and this. I could have been here, and here. But I chose to do X, Y, Z. Am I crazy or what? I chose to suffer. I chose to go through all these doggone changes. I chose to smooth out these rough edges in my life. I chose to live a better life where I didn't have to look over my shoulder every time I went somewhere. I chose a life where I had to go through things to learn something instead of going around it like we like to do. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, but by the time I got through thinking, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I made the right choice. Because if I would have went around the trouble, I never would have learned nothing. If I didn't go through the struggle, I never knew what I could handle. And if this never would have happened, I never would have knew that there was a God that'll fight for me. So I made the right choice. Most people think, I'm trying to stay calm. Most people think that God will do whatever God wants to do in your life, and that is a true statement. He's going to do whatever he wants to do in your life, but guess what? You got to make the choice to let him. God, hit the next screen. Come on, fly with me. There is no middle ground in God. And most people want to live in that place called middle. They want to hop at the club Saturday night, get up Sunday morning, be at church. Come Monday morning, they want to cuss you out one side and down the other. Act like the world and do everything else the world doing, they want to do. Come Sunday morning, come Wednesday night, they in Bible study. Come Friday night, they at church. Come Saturday night, they back at the club. They doing it all over again because they want to live in that place called middle. Here's why. The Bible says something so powerful, we have gotten it mixed up. The Bible says, here a little, there a little. Then it translates not too much to the right, not too much to the left, but right in the middle. So we thought that we can live in that place called middle. I can serve God on Sunday night, on Sunday morning, but I got 6 other days to do what I want to do and think I'm going to get into heaven. I remember the conversation Oprah had when she invited Fred Price on the show. She wasn't expecting what was going to happen. And I remember Dr. Price saying, your good deeds can't get you into heaven. Oprah said, well, I'm a good person. He said, okay, but that can't get you into heaven. The Bible says you got to decide who's your Lord. You have to make a choice of, are you going to live for God? Or are you going to serve God? Are you going to invite Jesus in your life? Because that's the only way you get to heaven. And Oprah said, no, that's not the only way. As long as you're doing good, and long as you're doing, Fred say, this ain't working. He took his mic off and walked off stage. And I learned something in that. What good does it do to sit and argue with somebody that has made up their mind about the choice they have made when God ain't going to do it? If God's not going to argue and fight with you about your choice, why am I going to sit here and try to convince you to do something different? One of us have got to be crazy. Now, my family say I'm a little touched because I'm totally different than anybody they know, anybody in the family. So they say, okay, you're a little touched, so we got to be careful what we ask you to do. We got to be careful what we tell you because you ain't going to give us half. You either going to give it all or you ain't giving none. So we got to be careful how we deal with you. And I say, well, y'all finally learned something. Mama tried to tell y'all years ago, don't call him if you don't really want him. Because when he come, he's coming 100% plus or he ain't coming. She told all y'all, and y'all just now getting it. There is no middle ground in God. Watch this. Think about it this way. If there was middle ground in God, what type of salvation would we have? What assurance of a covenant with God would we have? If there was middle ground in God, God will continually change his mind. And I've only seen God change his mind one time. And he hurry up and fix the problem. In Genesis, God says, you know what, Moses? I regret the day I made man. Was it Moses or Noah? Noah. He said, I regret the day I made man. But don't worry about it. Pastor Hill's translation. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix it. Go build this boat. Build it according to the specifications I give you. Bring 2 of every animal into the ark. Take your family, put it in the ark. When I say close the door, and don't you open that door for nothing, because rain's coming. God wipes out a whole nation of people except 8 people. Because he regretted the fact that man had made certain choices that were just ludicrous to him. Deuteronomy 30:19. The power twins. I call them power twins because when you choose life, life automatically blesses. I was wondering, yesterday I started wondering, why I have been thinking about this all week for the last 2 weeks. This thought has been on my mind. You know, it's easy to die. You can die in a split second. But it takes a lifetime to live. Living is much harder than dying. You can die in a split second. But to live, you have to make choice after choice. You got to go through consequence after consequence. You got to deal with struggle after struggle. You got to deal with your, okay, don't nobody throw nothing at me. You got to deal with your funky attitude. You got to deal with your strange thinking. You got to deal with your mouth. You got to deal with you. And you got to deal with the people around you. Life is hard to live. But when you want to die, take me out. I'm ready to go. I can't do this no more. It's just that simple. Why in the world would you want to die because it got hard? If life was simple, and life was easy, if it was so breezy, then why would we need a God? You know, psychologists and sociologists, and I'm glad I'm recording this, and don't none of y'all call me and contact me. Say what you want to say about me. I'm cool with that. That's your problem, not my problem. Psychologists and sociologists have this thing about religion. They say religion is a manifestation or a substitution, whatever the word they use, for people not to deal with their circumstances, their situations, and the life they live. And I thought, okay, is that right? If that's the case, then what's your problem? 95% of your theory comes from a man that was high 24/7. Freud got his best thoughts when he was running high on LSD. And you took that and you built a whole system around that. Who's crazy, me or you? Because from the looks of it, we did the same thing. The only difference is my system is built on somebody that wasn't crazy. My system is built on somebody that has lived throughout the times. My system is built on something that will never die. When heaven and earth still pass away, this word's going to be the only thing stand. But when we all die, Freud dies with you. Why would we choose to live in this middle ground when I can be all in? There's a song, there's this R&B Christian song, Lolita, don't get mad at me. There's this R&B Christian song, and the lyric says, I'm all in, Lord. My heart, my dreams, my destiny. I'm all in. Why not be all in? And think about it now. If I'm wrong, y'all tell me I'm wrong. Later on, y'all tell me I'm wrong. I know you will. That person that is not all in, they leave a door for escape. Because when you're all in, you burning bridges, you destroying doors. There is no escape. I'm all in. My hang-ups, my hookups, my failures, my faults, my mess, I'm all in. Your mess, your hookups, your strange ways, your whatever, I'm all in. You bring yours to the table, I'm going to bring mine. We're going to either work it out or we're going to die in this thing. But I ain't going nowhere. Okay, I'm going to say something real strange. And I didn't know this about myself. And I think I was maybe 48 when Rose said this. I went to my niece's house, my sister's house before she had died. They were all staying together. So I went to my sister's house. And when we left my sister's house, I just started crying. And I started crying because I'm like, I can't do this no more. I can't do this. I can't stand to see them keep doing the same thing over and over, thinking they're going to get something different when I done told them, stop doing what you're doing, do something completely different. I don't care what it is. You ain't got to go to church. You ain't got to fall in love with God. You want something different, do something. Stop banging your head on that wall. And I started crying, and she made the statement. She said, you know your problem? When you love hard. And it hit me. I'm like, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. And when she made that statement for the next 3 weeks, I thought about my entire life. I thought about the people that entered my life and the people that left my life. I thought about all the hurt and all the pain I went through. I thought about it all, and it came down to that one thing. I was all in. I didn't have a middle ground. When I told you you were family, I burnt everything that could excommunicate you. You family. I don't care what you do. I will never throw you away. You might throw me away, but guess what? I'm still going to be right there. I'm going to be just like God. I'm going to walk to the gates of hell with you. Now, I ain't going to hell with you, but I'm going to walk to the gates of hell with you. And I'm going to listen to God tell you, are you sure this is what you want to do? And all I'm going to do is look at you. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just going to look. I'm going to have to pull one of my, I wish I could see Jarman's face when he get that look on his face. Because when there's middle ground, I got a way to get out. And listen, the only reason you want a way out, the only reason, help me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to teach nobody wrong. The only reason you want out, something ain't going your way. Because if it's all going your way, you're going to stay. But the moment the water starts getting rocky, the moment Katrina comes, what's the quickest highway out of here? And I need the highway where ain't nobody else on, because I ain't trying to get stuck on the highway. I want to get as far away as I possibly can. That's what middle ground is. So here's what God said about us. I don't have no middle ground. When I come for you, just know I'm coming. And if you accept me, I'm staying. You can try to kick me out all you want. I'm staying. I ain't going. No. Now you can leave, but guess what? When you leave, I'm going with you. I'm going to let you be the fool. I'm going to let you do what you want to do. I ain't going to say nothing, but guess what? I'm going to be right there. When you get sloppy drunk, I'm going to be right there watching you taking all them shots. No, you can't handle all them shots. No, you can't handle the one shot, because the one shot going to drive you crazy. But I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right there. I'm not going to interfere with you. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to be right there. Now, I'm going to protect you because I got a plan for you. But I ain't going to interfere with your choices. Just know there are consequences to your choices. I ain't going to let the devil take you out, but I can't stop you from taking you out. Oh. God, I was not trying to go down that road. There are things in our life that we do that takes us out. The body of Christ as a whole has got to come to the end of the road with this. God needed another flower, so he brought you home. No, he didn't. Why would God want a flower in heaven when it's gold on the streets? He can't grow a garden. All he got to do is speak, and a garden pops up. All he got to do is, hey, I think I have a new flower today. I don't know what to call it yet, but it's going to be purple, green, and gold. Lord, them colors don't even go together. But it's going to be purple, green, and gold. And automatically a flower pop up, it's purple, green, and gold. That's all God got to do. So why in the world would he take somebody out the world because he want a new flower in heaven? That makes no sense. That never, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to deal with nobody. I ain't trying to mess with nobody's religion. But that ain't never made sense to me. Even when I was little, that didn't make no sense to me. There are some things we do that takes us out. It ain't got nothing to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with the devil. It's all about your choices. When you make the wrong choice, There's something called consequence. You got to deal with the consequence. There is no way around the consequence. Joshua said, make the choice. If you think it's evil to serve God, then let it be evil to serve God. Because if you don't choose the God, watch what Joshua says now. If you don't choose the gods of your family, how you grew up, how you were raised, if you don't choose that, but you choose the land you live in now, where everything is acceptable, that's your choice. You got to reap that. Just know that there's something called consequences to that. So I'm telling y'all now, whatever y'all decide to do, that's on y'all. Don't put that on me. I'm washing my hands. Because as for me and my house, we going to serve the Lord, and we going to live in the land of the blessed. We will see the goodness of the Lord in our lifetime. I'm going to see all the evidence of God's goodness in my life. Not when I get to heaven. That's the other thing. Ain't never made no sense to me. What good is it going to do me to get to heaven and see all the good I was supposed to have on the earth? What am I going to do with it? Because according to the Bible, when I get to heaven, I ain't going to be doing number one thing, praising God. That's it. So what is all that other stuff in that vault God got with my name on it? What is all that stuff going to, man, keep that stuff in the vault. I don't want to go to that vault. If I didn't get something that was in that vault, I don't want to see it, don't want to know about it. It's too late. All right, here we go. Next point. You can't be like everyone else and stand out and be a change agent. You cannot be like everyone else and stand out and be a change agent. What's a change agent, Pastor? A change agent is that person that has the courage, the mentality, the strong will, the strong mentality to be different in the midst of robots. He is that individual that don't mind saying, call me what you want to call me. Say what you want to say about me. But I'm going to be me. And I'm going to do me. I ain't got to be like you, don't want to be like you. I'm not trying to be like you. I want to be me. Because see what an agent of change does, he makes other people think about where they are and what they do. Because when everybody is doing the same thing, nobody's thinking anything different. But when an agent of change comes along, they're doing things different, they're acting different, they're moving different, they're thinking different. And people start looking at that and start wondering, what if? What if? What if I did something different? But see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with being a change agent. And it's a problem. If you don't have tough skin, don't you step out there as no change agent. You can't handle people talking about you. You're going to get mad every time somebody say something. Don't you step out there as no change agent. You're going to lose your mind and talk about killing yourself because don't nobody like me. I'm not accepted. One of the greatest, this is Pastor Hill, y'all. This is Pastor Hill. Everybody say, that's you, Pastor. I strongly believe one of the greatest things one of the greatest mistakes, it has got to be the top two. One of the greatest mistakes education has taught our kids is it's okay to be LBGT. That's who you are. That's how God made you. Why in the world are you going to teach an elementary kid that and they don't even understand what that is? So they get to middle school and now they want to test the waters and don't know what they're doing. Then they get in high school, still trying to test the waters and still don't know nothing because nobody around them is telling them anything. Because mama done said, oh, baby, it's okay. If that's how you are, that's okay. Daddy done said, hey, if that's what you want to do. Instead of sitting down and simply teaching them, that ain't right. You are who you were born to be. God doesn't make mistakes. Because when God watch this now, when God makes a mistake, you're not going to like the way he fixed the mistake. Because he's going to wipe everybody out just to fix his mistake and redo the whole program. So God don't make mistakes. No. I've been paying attention. 3 years ago? 3 years ago, we had this young lady come over to the alternative school. And she had a legalized note that said we had to address her as him. Not in Mr. Hill's room. No, not in Mr. Her name is her name. Her gender is her agenda. So in my room, she is going to be Miss. Mr. Hill, you can't do that. Somebody better fix the system. I'm not buying into that. They made absolutely sure that girl did not come to my class. Because no. When when we become like everybody else, we accept everything everybody else accepts. We do what everybody else does, and we think what everybody else thinks. Then who is there to say where right and wrong is? Because if we all doing the same thing, we all wrong together, or we all right together. So there is no right or wrong when everything is acceptable. We live in a society today that if it wasn't acceptable yesterday, and all it takes is one person to say, okay, that's good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now the whole world, it's acceptable. Not in my house. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So if it ain't right in here, it ain't right out here. Stop. Say it nice, say it nice, say it nice, say it nice, say it nice. Don't be forceful and push your opinions, your thoughts, or project yourself on anyone else because you disagree with them. Don't do that. But at the same time, don't sit back and agree with them either when they're wrong. And here's what society has done, because I have to catch myself doing this when we in our meetings at school. In order to keep the peace, we'll nod our head and we'll say, okay, what did I just do? I just agreed. I didn't say anything, but I just agreed. So now if I disagree at any point on any subject, on anything, first thing they have, but you agreed. When we talked about implementing it, you agreed, said it wasn't no problem. Now you got a problem with it. Now I'm the ping pong ball being hit across the net. I'm on one side hitting myself, and they on the other side hitting me because I didn't agree with them, but really all along I didn't agree with them. Don't project yourself on anyone. Don't force yourself on anyone, especially your belief system and all of that. If they choose, listen, if they choose not to believe in the God you believe in, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. I just wanted to tell you about it. I ain't mean no harm. And go on about your business. But then don't you come back later and say, well, you know what? I thought about what you said, and you know what? You got a point. You're right. Now this is what I do. This is what I do. Jesus help me, and I'm an English teacher. This is what I do. I will go back and think about, because, you know, it would be wrong of me not to consider what a person says. That would be wrong of me because, number one, I have never lived in their shoes. I have never walked in their shoes. I don't know their life experiences. I don't know any of that unless they tell me. So it would be wrong of me not to consider what they say. So I do go back and I think about what they say. But here's what I also add to that. I add to that the person they are. Because the second thing I want to think about is what led them to that train of thinking. Why do they act that way? So if I had the slightest notion, especially I'm an observant person, I really sit back and just watch you. I hear what you say, but then I'm going to watch what you do. Because if what you do does not line up with what you say, there's a misconnection somewhere. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch you because you said it. I didn't say it. You said it. Now I'm going to watch and see what you do. I'm going to see if your actions line up with your words. Because if your actions don't line up with your words, somewhere, excuse my French, somewhere you lied. I can't dress it up for you. Somewhere there's a lie. Either you lied in what you said or you lied in what you're doing. Which one is it? Because there's only two choices. Only two. So I think about all of that. And then if they have a legitimate point, I will come back and I'll say this. You know what? I thought about what you said. Under the circumstances of who you are, how you think, and how you move, you have a legit point. But can you take your legit point and match it against the word? Not me, but match it against the word. Now, if you can do that, I need you to open that word and show me, because I missed something. I don't have a problem changing. I don't have a problem changing the way I think. I don't have a problem changing the way I move. I don't have a problem adding to what I believe. But I need you to show it to me and not tell it to me. Here's why. I cannot be a change agent. The number two reason I can't be a change agent. I can't be a change agent if all I'm doing is going to church on Sunday morning and I'm listening to the pastor, but I ain't studying to make sure what the pastor said is actually in here. I know y'all didn't like that, but that's all right. God, I cannot say that. I believe. Let me be politically correct. I believe every pastor has good intention. because I believe every person has good intentions. But I also believe that there are pastors with hidden agendas, hidden motives. And your hidden agendas and your hidden motives come out on Sunday morning in front of people. When they have to sit there, well, let me rephrase it. They don't have to sit there and listen. But because that's what they've been trained to do, they sit there and they listen. And because they don't go study and read for themselves, they take what you say to be law. That's why whenever I'm training ministers, the first 5 things I'm going to tell them: your responsibility is greater than the president. Because when we get to the end, God's going to hold every life that came across your path. He's going to hold you accountable for them. And the blood is on your hands if you did not tell them correctly or if you told them correctly. Either way, it's on your hands. So when you're a change agent, your hidden agendas and your secret motives need to stay your hidden agenda and your secret motives. All right, let's move to the next point. I'll stay there all day. You missed one. Go back. I promise you missed one. Go back. All right, let's go back. See it? Our life. Our life. Our life. You're going back too far. Our life. Go. Our life. Our life. Our life. Right there. Our life is ours to do with as we will. I did, but I didn't hit it like I needed to hit it. Our life is ours to do with as we will. Here's what I need you to understand. Accepting Jesus in your life is a choice. It's not a mandate. It's not a command. It's a choice. It's a choice that when made, it demands other things. It demands sincerity. It demands faith. It demands trust. It demands commitment. It demands dedication. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but that sounds like a marriage to me. Because when you say, I do. It's expected of you to be committed, to be sincere, to have faith in this relationship, to be consistent in this relationship, to be trusting in this relationship. That's why we have so many people. They're married in June, they are annulled in December. Because when they said I do, I guarantee you something was missing. Something was missing. I wish, I'm not going to hope, because hope is a good thing. I wish we could get the mindsets of the generations before us. Because the generations before us, when they stepped all in, boy, they were all in. Women were getting beat and still wouldn't leave. They were staying. I can't understand it because that's just crazy to me. They were staying through the mess. They were staying through the hurt. They would stay through the pain. They would stay through whatever was going on, all because they said, I do. Men would have families. And whatever it took to provide for that family, they were going to provide for their family. They wasn't no baby manufacturing plant. Oh, that ain't my child. I'm leaving. Don't call me no more. Go over here. No, that ain't my baby. I'm gone. That wasn't men back then. Men would work 2 and 3 jobs just to make sure there was always food on their table. There was always clothes on your back. There was always shoes on your foot. You probably never ever saw Dad except for 2 or 3 times a week. We know you're going to see him on Sunday because Daddy was going to make sure we all got to church Sunday morning. But there were 2 more days in the week you probably was going to see Daddy because when you got up, he was already gone to work. When you got home, he was at the next job. What happened to those people that when they said, I'm all in, Lord? What happened to them? Our life is ours to do with as we will. So when we invite God, invite Jesus into our life, we cannot forget about everything that comes with that. We live in a society that now that your words don't mean absolutely nothing. Oh, I like you this day. I like you this month. 6 months down the road, I don't like you no more. I want out. Huh? But you said. Well, Pastor, I liked him back then. I don't like him no more. We ain't a good fit. Okay, so tell me what he did wrong. He ain't do nothing wrong. Because I saw him just do this for you. And you didn't even know he was doing it until you. Yeah, I enjoyed that, but we just ain't a good fit no more, Pastor. Or on the other side of the coin, I'm tired of her. It's the same old, same old. I'm tired. I want something fresh. I want something new. Huh? But you got 3 kids. Yeah, but I ain't getting rid of the kids. I just don't want her no more. Where does foolishness come from? Where is this foolishness coming from? Our life is ours to do with what we will. But understand, there are things attached to that choice you make. And whatever's attached to that choice is not an option, it's a demand. It means there are going to be some uncomfortable days. It means there's going to be some uncomfortable nights. It means there are going to be some days that you don't know what you're doing. There are going to be some moments in time you don't even know where the time went because you're trying to figure out what in God's name did I get myself in? See, we have to, I started telling people when they got married, because I looked at me and I say, listen, you ain't got to do what me and my wife did. We dated for a whole year. I told her just about everything I could tell her to not scare her. There's a whole lot of stuff I didn't tell her. But I came real close to the line. And what I didn't tell her, I got a big mouth mama, and I had big mouth sisters. If I didn't say nothing, 2 of my sisters told everything. My little sister came to Rose and she said, why you gonna marry him? My other sister, before she died, she said, why? Do you know? And I'm sitting there, and I wanted to jump up, and I wanted to punch both of them, but I knew if I hit one, we were gonna straight out fight. If I hit the little sister, now I got to deal with everybody else. I ain't want to deal with all that, and I was trying to keep this old man under control. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, wow, this really how y'all feel? Is this really how y'all feel? And all this stuff running through my head. And I got to a point where I was fine with them because I started, and y'all going on with the foolishness. But then my mama sat down. And my mama started spilling everything. Rose, I just want you to know now. When you think you know him, throw it in the trash. Because he's going to flip the script on you. When you think you got him figured out, throw it in the trash. Because he's going to flip the script on you. He ain't going to let you all the way in. I've been that boy mama all his life. And I still don't know him like I know the rest. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, God, dog, is this how people really feel? But it's my choice. It's my choice to do with what I want. I need y'all to walk away with this. I need y'all to walk away with this. Your life is your choice to do what you want to do with it. I really need you to grab hold to that. But I need you to also understand the flip side to that coin. Whether it's serving God or doing your own thing that you think you're big enough, bad enough, grown enough to do, there are consequences to both sides. And the interesting thing, on God's side, there's good consequences and bad consequences. On your side, I can't see no good consequence. And I can be wrong, but I can't see none. Because when you start making choices and those consequences come, do they stay or are they permanent? Because, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Because there are choices we make that scar us for life. And when we get scarred for life, there are children behind us that's got to deal with those scars. That's why God says in Deuteronomy 30:19, choose life that you and your descendants can live. One translation says, can live a good life. So it's interesting, in the two choices, God tells us which one to choose, but because this is my belief, I believe because he told us which one to choose, that's why we choose the other. When you tell a kid to do something, they're going to do the very thing you told them not to do, and you're going to go ask the dumb question. Why you do that? Ain't what I said do. All right. Father, we thank you for this opportunity, and God, we give you praise, we give you glory, and we give you honor. God, we thank you for everything you said and everything that you've done. God, my prayer is that everything that was said reached your people.